Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Multi-Voice Entertainment. I'm the Multi-Voice Reviewer. I have many voices, but one opinion. And today, since I reviewed the last Guardians of the Galaxy by James Gunn, and I've been thinking, since I saw this movie before, I decided to review The Suicide Squad. And no, not the Suicide Squad I reviewed before. I'm going to be talking about another Suicide Squad that James Gunn reviewed. So, let's get started, shall we? Now, unlike the first James Gunn movie, Jared Leto Joker's not going to be in it. Thank God. I'm sorry, folks, but I just don't like Jared Leto's performance as the Joker. He's too much of a method actor, and sometimes method actors, they get to be out of control. I can go method if I could, but sometimes there are times I know that I need to stop. So, pretty much, when it comes to being an actor, don't get too method. You can go a little bit method, but don't get too method about it. I can change to one character to the next, that's why I'm the multi-voice. After all, I could be Batman, I could be Superman, I could be the Joker, I could be Count Dracula, I can be Abraham Van Helsing. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, let's get to this Suicide Squad here. As usual, we got Rick Flag, played by Joel Kinnaman, which he's surprising his role on this one. And of course, as usual, we have Harley Quinn, played by Margot Robbie, which I really do love her performance as Harley Quinn. And for those of you who are going to be asking me what I thought about Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn on Joker 2, well, I thought having Joaquin Phoenix playing the Joker is a good choice, because I would imagine him playing the Joker in the first place. And, like I said before, I still think that Brittany Murphy would have been perfect to play Harley Quinn, but sadly she's gone. God bless her soul. But I do stand correct of Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn, because at first I thought that I thought that Lady Gaga was a bit much, but I started to realize that she's doing pretty good on her acting, and she can make herself look more normal than what she usually looked like, where she always dressed up like she's from another planet. So, I'm A-okay on the idea of Lady Gaga playing Harley Quinn on Joker 2. But that's my sentence here, but this is time for the James Gunn. And of course, we also have Captain Boomerang, played by Jai Courtney. And we also have a couple of new characters. We have Weasel, played by James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn, which he also played another villain called Calendar Man, briefly. And we also have Savant, played by Michael Rooker. And also TDK, played by Nathan Fillion. And also Javelin, played by Fula Borg. Wait, Fula Borg? Sounds Swedish. No, wait, he's not Swedish, he's German. And at first they were going to the island of the Konomotis. I know that sounds familiar. They use that name, Konomotis, throughout the DC universe. They mentioned Konomotis in the Tim Burton Batman movie, where Vicky Vale was doing some photography on the Konomotis. And they also mentioned Konomotis on The Dark Knight Returns. And now they're using Konomotis in this movie. Now, Red Flag, Harley Quinn, Weasel, who jumped into the water and drowned all of a sudden, so he's kind of gone, Boomerang, Savant, DDK, and Javelin, and of course a couple of other villains, which I just can't keep up on who they are, because they're all going to be expendable anyway. Which it turns out one of them sold them out and a bunch of the Konomote's troops just firing their guns at every single one of them. And surprisingly, Captain Boomerang gets murdered. Captain Boomerang survives in the first movie, and now he dies in the sequel. And of course, Savant, played by Michael Rooker, he gets so scared that he was running away, and you know how the Suicide Squad goes. If any of the members decided to abort the mission, they plant a tiny little explosive device inside their heads. So if they ever try to abort the mission, know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, and DDK that Nathan Fillion plays, well, it's pretty obvious who he was. The dislocated kid. What he can do, he can dislocate both of his arms out of the sockets and levitate them everywhere. But sadly, DDK gets killed, and so does Javelin. So, all that's left is Rick Flag and Harley Quinn. They survived. But that was Team A. Team B was the other group of villains. Yeah, and there's one thing I want to say. I did mention about Amanda Waller on my thoughts about James Gunn and his idea of his DC universe. Well, we have Amanda Waller, played by Viola Davis. I mean, I still hate this character so much. Now, I've been seeing the way that Amanda Waller's been acting throughout the entire DC universe, both comics and animated series and everything. And one thing I want to say about Amanda Waller. She is stupid! She is so stupid! She is the most stupidest person I ever met! I mean, if I could figure out what her ancestors are nothing but a piece of shit, another piece of shit, another piece of shit, another piece of shit, and that piece of shit had a baby, and that baby took another piece of shit. She's a piece of shit that came out of that baby. That's what I think of her. Man. I mean, she's an apple-polishing, government-loving, cheerleading bitch. That every time when she always has that snarly, arrogant, cocky that she gives out every time when she appears, I just want to say, shut up, Amanda Waller, and drop dead. And your government can kiss my ass. I wanted to get that out of my chest about Amanda Waller because I just freaking hate her. But let's meet the other characters. We have... Now, Deadshot is not in this because I think it's because... I don't know if this movie was made before or after the whole infamous Will Smith scene with Chris Rock. So... I think that's the reason why he didn't return as Deadshot. But we have another character who goes by the name of Bloodsport, who is played by Idris Elba. Now, I do like Idris Elba. I mean, he is a really great actor. But the only character I really hate that he played was Charles in The Office. But when I saw him in other movies, he did an outstanding job, and I really love his performance, and I like how he always... You know, don't play a character who's too much of a jerk, apple-polishing jerk. But this character, Bloodspot, now, he's a unique villain who has the ability of turning whatever he has on his armor into weapons. Any kind of guns or missiles that he uses. And he also has a problem with his daughter. His daughter couldn't keep out of trouble, and he tries his best trying to be a good father, but, you know, him being in jail over things he did makes it hard on him. And then we have the Peacemaker, played by John Cena! You can't see me, my time is now. You can't see me, my time is now. It's a franchise and I'm starting now. You can't see me, my time is now. I like John Cena. I mean, I don't think much on wrestlers who decided to start their career with actors. I mean, ever since I've seen The Rock, a.k.a. Dwight Johnson, I mean, my thoughts on his performance, his acting is a little... I mean, he's getting better, but still. But the ones I do admire and do like on their acting performance is, of course, not only John Cena, but I also like Dave Bautista, ever since he played Drax the Destroyer. I mean, one thing I heard Dave Bautista did is he took acting lessons before he had the part of Drax the Destroyer. Something that I think The Rock should take some lessons on. And I bet that John Cena took some acting lessons too, because I've been seeing him in so many movies. I mean, at first he played a Marine soldier, and then I seen him in a lot of comedies. I even love that joke that he said on Trainwreck when he says, Mark Wahlberg? I look like Mark Wahlberg? I look like Mark Wahlberg who ate Mark Wahlberg. You gotta love John. You gotta love him. And of course, we also have Ratcatcher 2, because since Ratcatcher 1 died, played by Daniela Melchior. And it's the same actress who played that alien on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, the one that Star-Lord tried to, with his charms, but Gamora didn't listen. And also, it turns out she has a pet rat named Sebastian. Now, one thing about Ratcatcher is that Ratcatcher has a device where that he can control rats. But this is Ratcatcher's daughter because the real Ratcatcher died, which Taika Waititi played. And she's friends with one of the rats named Sebastian. But surprisingly, Bloodsport hates rats. He has a phobia towards rats, so every time when he sees Sebastian, he's like, keep that thing away from me. And of course we have King Shark, voiced by
Sylvester Stallone. I like that because I was Rambo and Rocky Balboa, and I was Stark on Stark on Guardians of the Galaxy, and now I am King Shark. Ah!
And we also have Polka Dot Man, played by David Dashmilian. I think I got his name right. Now, one thing I know about these characters, I mean, Peacemaker, he's patriotic like Captain America, but he also has a kill count just like the Punisher. So he's sort of combined between Captain America and the Punisher. And, besides Ratcatcher, and King Shark, who's like a human shark from Atlantis. And now Polka Dot Man, he used to be a Silver Age villain that was played for laughs in the age of comics in the 50s. I mean, he used to be Batman's arch nemesis, but now they're making him more deadlier because he shoots polka dots out of his wrists that pretty much burns people alive. And he also has mommy issues. So every time when he sees somebody who's an enemy to him, he sees him as his mother that he hates so much. Whew. And of course, their mission is they need to go to Codomotis and Project Starfish and meet an evil villain who goes by the name of the Thinker, played by Peter Capaldi from the Doctor Who. And they went to the Codomotis. At first, they tried to rescue Rick Flag, but it turns out he was already rescued by a bunch of Codomotis revolutionaries who wants to take down the government of the Codomotis. And they went over to trying to save Harley Quinn. Now, Harley Quinn, she was captured But the prince of the Colomotis decided to have her as his wife, but she realized that he's really evil because he would slaughter every man, woman, and child who would go against the Colomotis, so she killed him. Because it's starting to give her flashbacks of her and the Joker. So they imprisoned her, they tortured her while she's singing, "Ain't got nobody and nobody cared." And she took Javelin's javelin, and she starts using it as a weapon. And while they were trying to find her and rescue her, she already escapes. So now they're going into the secret base to know what the Colomotis have that is so precious that the Thinker is trying to hide too. And meanwhile, King Shark starts being friendly with Ratcatcher, and they start learning about each other and try to get along to one another. And of course, Bloodsport kind of see Ratcatcher too. Despite of his fear of rats, he kind of sees her as like she's a young girl, so he tries to be more like a father figure towards her. So they found the Thinker and forced him to take him to the base where what they were hiding. And that's the reason why it was called Project Starfish, because they figured out that their lab was overrun, was covering Starro. Now, for those of you who don't know, now this is the villain I thought they should have dealt with in the first Justice League movie, but instead they had to put Steppenwolf, trying to bring in Darkseid too soon. But one thing I know about Starro is this: he's a giant kaiju starfish from space, and a couple of astronauts captured him and trying to figure out what kind of alien he is, until they figured out that he spits out these tiny little starfish. But here's the thing: you need to cover your face when you see those little tiny starfish, because they will latch on your face, kills you, and takes over your body. That's what Starro can do, and they can control your body, and Starro can tell you what to do. So pretty much the people from the Colomotis decided to use Starro as their personal weapon for them to control, and that's what the Thinker was trying to do. And it turns out that the U.S. government was involved in this. And they're trying to get rid of Starro to make it into a cover-up. And when they found the disc where they have the information about it, Rick Flag thinks they should take it to the government so the people have the right to know about it. But Peacemaker, being patriotic he decided to keep it hush-hush, to keep it secret. So now Rick Flag and Peacemaker starts trying to kill each other all of a sudden. And after this whole battle, Peacemaker killed Rick Flag, grabbed a piece of porcelain and stabbed him in the chest, and Rick Flag says, "Peacemaker, what a joke." And then he collapsed. And it turns out that the drive was next to Ratcatcher 2, so Ratcatcher 2 grabbed the drive and tried to get out of here, while Peacemaker was trying to kill her. And when he found her, she said, "You didn't really have to kill me." And he said, "It's for the sake of my country." Until Bloodsport showed up and noticed what Peacemaker was trying to do. He was about ready to kill her, so he shot one of his bullets. And they both fired their guns, but Bloodsport's bullets went right through Peacemaker's bullets, shattered his gun, and got him right to the throat. But didn't kill him, because I'll tell you later. But they found the drive, but now Starro has released, and he's planning to take over the Colomotis. I mean, take over everybody. So, the mission was a success. Got the information of the drive and just go back to their base as they're ordered. But leave behind all those innocent people? People who don't deserve to be controlled by Starro? So, they all have a conscience. Bloodsport, Ratcatcher, King Shark, Polka Dot Man, Harley Quinn, they all decided to go stop Starro. Now, Amanda Waller kept screaming and yelling, saying, "Abort this mission! Don't you dare go trying to help people! Don't you dare do it! I'll blow up all your heads!" But some of the people just knocked her out just to shut her up. Good riddance. Go an apple polishing bitch. God, I hate her. And if I was there, I'd kick her in the guts. But anyway, they tried their best to take down Starro. Bloodsport told King Shark that giant starfish is Num Num. And King Shark is like,
Num Num?
That's right. So King Shark climbs up to that Starro and tries to take a big bite out of him, but it ain't working. And even Bloodsport told Polka Dot Man, "That giant starfish, that's your mother!" And Polka Dot Man imagined him as his mom, so he starts shooting his polka dots at Starro, which did cut off one of its limbs, but it didn't help. He kept yelling, saying, "I'm a superhero! I'm a superhero!" Dies. But Ratcatcher, she said, "The world doesn't belong to you, it belongs to them." So she holds up her torch, and a bunch of rats showed up. Now, Bloodspot, with his phobia, he cradled himself into a fetal position so none of them wouldn't go after him, but she put his hand over him, protecting him, while all the rats started climbing up to Starro. And one thing that Harley Quinn did, grabbed her javelin and ran right towards Starro and stabbed him right in the eye with that javelin. And now she's inside Starro's eye, and a bunch of rats showed up and just swam inside the eye, and, well, I mean, it gets a little violent and bloody, but let's just say that the rats pretty much helped the job. And Starro is now gone. For good. And everybody in the Konomotis survived. And the revolutionaries, they finally took over the Konomotis. So now, the Konomotis is now in good hands. And also, Bloodsport, told Amanda Waller that he has this on his drive. So if she ever tries to try to kill them or do something bad to them, she will expose her. So, it was all over. And they're finally going home. And Sebastian, Ratcatcher's pet rat, just sat down on Bloodsport's leg. At first he was getting all... and then he started petting that little rat. You know, rats can be pretty good pets. I mean, forget about, those yard rats out there. I mean, if you find a pet rat, they're good pets, believe it or not. Too bad I'm living in a house full of cats, so if I had a pet rat, they'll probably... I would hate to imagine what they would have done to it if I did had a pet rat. But they are pretty interesting animals. And I also hear their favorite food is scrambled eggs. Not cheese. But anyway, the world is saved, Konomotis is saved, and everybody lives happily ever after. Oh, and also Weasel finally survived after his drowning, for goodness sakes. And this is my And this is my review of James Gunn's Suicide Squad for today. So if any of you like my review of, if any of you really hate Amanda Waller and agrees with me about her and like my review, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe for more. And, better stay tuned for more reviews, and who knows, I might work on another audio. I don't know what I'll be planning next, so it might be a surprise for you folks. So, this is Michael A. Grimm, aka the Multi-Voice. I remember so I can jog your memory. Oh, one more thing I forgot to mention, folks. I think Donald Faison should be perfect to play Booster Gold in James Gunn's version of DC Universe. And this is the outfit I think he should wear as Booster Gold. It's more show-offy.